Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, I know I said that one of my next videos was going to be a role play. Still working on it, but I wanted to chat for a minute and see what you thought of this article that I just read, and just get your thoughts on it. It's entitled. It's from ScreenRant.com. Just a few days ago. It's titled "10 Things No James Bond Fan Can Agree On." So 10 things no James Bond fan can agree on. To me, a lot of this article seemed like it was not written by a very strong Bond fan, to be honest. So let's go through them and see what you think. So number 10, is James Bond just a code name? It says this popular fan theory suggests that James Bond is a code name passed down to different agents. It proposes that multiple individuals assume the iconic role, explaining changes in appearance, personality, and continuity gaps in the film series. Many argue this theory maintains Bond's timeless presence, accommodating different actors with an in-universe reason. Notably, the franchise deliberately avoids fully confirming or refuting the theory, contributing to its enduring mystery. While intriguing, the theory that James Bond is just a code name remains speculative, and the character's essence lies in the enduring allure of a singular, timeless spy embodied by various actors over the years. To me, I believe if this has been an issue, I believe this is a new issue created. In Casino Royale, the book, it's on the first page of the book. Talks about how James Bond knows himself. He's introduced as James Bond. I believe we've all known that it's just actors playing the same character. James Bond is not a code name. Reasonably, rationally, if James Bond was a code name, why would he need a code number? And that's even going to come up, which I never really knew about before. Kind of doesn't make sense to me either, but we'll get to the code number in a moment. Number 9. I actually kind of found this reason to be rather insulting. When Roger Moore's Bond movies started going bad, calling Roger Moore's Bond movies bad. I don't know. I mean, is that something that Bond fans can't agree on? Would we call any of the Bond movies bad? Some we may not like as others, but I'm not sure if any of them I'm not sure if a true Bond fan would ever say, "Oh no, that movie was just awful." I don't know if I've heard that. And this goes on to talk about Roger Moore's Bond movies started receiving mixed reviews and criticism for their over-the-top and campy elements in the latter part of his tenure. And then they go to Moonraker, and how after Moonraker, none of his movies had any kind of serious tone to them at all. But A View to a Kill? I mean, I'm sorry, not A View to a Kill, but For Your Eyes Only. I mean, that was pretty serious. Bond even got fairly dark himself for a moment in that one. So, and they even talk about Moonraker, Octopussy, and A View to a Kill as being campy. So, I mean, maybe Moonraker because he went into outer space a bit, but I don't know. That reason number 9, I wouldn't agree with that at all. Number 8, whether a female actor should play James Bond. This is brand new. This has only come up, and I believe this is the reason for number 10 existing. James Bond, just a code name. I think that that's just trying to bring up another reason as to go ahead and make Bond be a woman. After all, it's just a code name, right? No. Uh, so the debate on whether a female actor should play James Bond centers on representation and tradition. That whole representation thing, that's all new. That's all brand new stuff. These are not things that Bond fans over the years have been thinking, oh, this is such a big controversy. Now, this is brand new, made up controversy, I believe. Some argue for a fresh perspective on cinema's most iconic spy. Indeed, a skilled female actor can bring new dimensions to Bond while maintaining the essence of the character. How do you maintain the essence of a male character as he was written um, by bringing on a female actress? How do you maintain the essence of that character? That's an oxymoron. I'm sorry. That makes no sense. And then they try to put the other side of the coin. On the other hand, others cite the character's established history as a male spy, advocating for original female-led espionage franchises instead. Yes, so do your own original. I mean, if you want a female spy, have a female spy. Have a whole spin-off of even some of the Bond characters who are female spies. Have Agent Triple X. Have a whole spin-off for that. So yeah, this is just new controversy that this article seems to try to be hitting on. There were a couple of these things where I was just kind of like, okay, I mean, yeah, that has been some controversy, but a lot of this is not. It's just new made up stuff where it seems like they're trying to pave the way for a female actor. So and when you look at the bio of the person that wrote this article, it's somebody that doesn't even write about Bond very much. They mostly about Marvel and other TV shows and stuff. So here's number 7 of 10 things James Bond fans can't agree on. Was Die Another Day's invisible car really so bad? So did it go over the top? I didn't know that was such a big controversy. Here we go, number 6. Is it 007, the number, or 007, 007? Now, this lets me know that the age of the person that wrote this article is not really that old. And I'll tell you why in a second. So, James Bond is synonymous with his MI6 designation 007. However, is 007 written with numbers or letters? Surprisingly, whether the 007 designation is written with 2 zeros or 2 capital letter O's remains hotly debated in the Bond fandom. Has this been hotly debated? I don't know. On one hand, the established way of saying 007 suggests that the O's are letters. On the other hand, from the earliest appearances in the number of Ian Fleming's novels to the latest films, the number is written with the numerical and not the alphabetical typeface. It may seem like a mundane distinction, but this discussion is a crucial part of the many theories about Bond's identity. Really? This is a crucial part of Bond's identity? Again, more identity type politics being brought up about Bond. It's 00. That's what Tiger called Bond when he called him 007. He called him 00. It's a number distinction. It's the agent code number, and this is how I know that who wrote this article isn't that old. Of the older generations, 2 zeros were always referred to as Double O. They've always been called Double O, even as numbers. That's gone back generations. So anybody that kind of doesn't remember that is not from much of an older generation. So that's also how I know the person that wrote this article must be fairly younger and not really, I don't think, really a Bond fan. Now this one always has been a hot topic. Number 5, whether George Lazenby was brilliant or terrible as James Bond. So how was his performance in On Her Majesty's Secret Service? How was his acting? How did he represent the character? So yeah, that one has been that one's been around for a while. Number 4, will there ever be a black James Bond? So again, we kind of get into the identity thing. This again is a newer issue. This has not been something in the past. It's all new with identity type politics and things. And so is there the possibility of it? And again, I do believe that a lot of this article is referencing film Bond and not really true to the character of James Bond that the films have represented from the novels as Ian Fleming created the character. We know who the character is. So it's from the books. So, why can't you just keep the character as they are from the books, as they were written by the author and creator of the character? Why go through all these things of saying, well, maybe we should change them completely different from how they were originally created? Is James Bond problematic and outdated? So that one's been that one has been circulating for a little bit. Is he a bit of a chauvinist? And I mean, yeah, of course he has been in the past, and but I mean, it's kind of, it's just who his character is. It's how he was written. He was written for a certain time. I guess certain changes could be made to kind of make them deal a little bit more with current society in a little bit more fashionable manner. I mean, I believe probably a number of people from different generations have had to change the way that they deal and act around other individuals now, especially if other individuals have become more sensitive to things. So that that is an issue. More not a brand new one, but it's maybe since the Brosnan era. Number 2, whether Bond movies should be serious or silly. Yeah, I think this one's been around for a while because you definitely have your Bond fans that appreciate more of the Roger Moore because he was a little more lighthearted, had a lot of one-liners and joked around a little bit more. Timothy Dalton, that's mentioned in here. Let me see. Let's see if I can find that part in here. Some argue for a return to the franchise's more serious and gritty roots, emphasizing espionage and tension. On the other hand, supporters of the lighter, more humorous Bond films appreciate their escapism and overall entertainment value. And I could have swore they actually mentioned. I guess not. Maybe not. I thought they talked about Timothy Dalton in here at one point. All right, let's see. Oh, who was okay, it was in number 1. It's in number 1. Okay, and this, of course, this is a no-brainer. Anybody could put this in the article. Number 1 controversy of any Bond fan is who was the best James Bond? So, which actor portrayed him the best? Personally, Timothy Dalton. He actually is my favorite. I really enjoyed Timothy Dalton a lot, and So I'm going to read this paragraph because this one is right on point. Out of the things no James Bond fan can agree on, no other topic is more hotly debated than which actor made the best 007. Sean Connery, the original Bond, is often praised for his charisma in defining the role. Roger Moore brought a sophisticated and witty charm, while Timothy Dalton added a more serious and gritty dimension. Pierce Brosnan combined sophistication with action, and Daniel Craig brought a modern, vulnerable edge. Um, Modern, vulnerable. Um, Maybe in the last couple, but Casino Royale, modern and vulnerable. I don't think so. Each actor brought unique qualities, resonating differently with audiences. Essentially, the best Bond depends on individual preferences, of course, whether one values the classic charm, intense grit, or a more contemporary take. So, um, yeah, so those were the 10 things that no James Bond fan can agree with. What do you think about that? Do you agree with all 10 of those things? Do you think some of those really are like no Bond fan could ever agree on these things? Um, Maybe no recent Bond fan versus lifelong Bond fans, ones that have been around. Because I think the more recent Bond fans, they're the only ones that really think about any of these current identity politics, really, because I really believe some of us older Bond fans that have grown up um, our whole lives with it, not just since the year 2000, but back in the 70s and 80s, um, and maybe even further beyond, who may remember going to see Sean Connery Bond movies in the theater. I don't think some of these things are things that we've worried about until just recently, where it's kind of been threatening to happen, where our established character has been basically being, um, well, I mean, for one, killed off and just wiped out, um, and then having to worry about, well, are they going to bring in these current things and completely change, bring him back, but it won't be him. So, um, so yeah, a lot of this is just newer stuff, and it shows. I believe it shows in this article that this is somebody that is not a Bond fan, and is just kind of picking up on some of the more current hot points. Anyway, yeah, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think, and maybe add what truly are things that some of the Bond fans can't agree on. All right. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Take care, everybody. Thanks. All right, bye.